Welcome back to Packs and Picks. The Lost Caverns of Ixalan pre-release just happened, at least as of the recording of this video, so I wanted to take the opportunity to discuss the deck that I made for the event. In the last few days, I posted some shorts going over every card in my pool, so I won't go into detail every card here, but I will point out anything I found notable. Let's see what I ended up with. So the first thing first, I ended up with some great dinosaurs. I got Gishath as my promo. We had a Pugnacious Hammer Skull in the pool and Galta. So just based off of that already, I was like, I gotta go with green dinos and splash Gishath. So that was where my mind was at early on when looking at the whole pool. But one thing I do like to do is still look at the other colors just to make sure that there's not something that I'm missing. And fortunately this time around, blue and black really did not have anything going on in the pool. One thing that I did notice though that I liked in blue was this Lodestone Needle. So on the front side, it's just tap an artifact or creature with 2 stun counters on it. But on the back, if you craft with it, you get this 1 tap and give your creature explore, and you can do it once a turn. So just from what I saw people playing decks over the event, explore was really powerful, really good. And so just being able to have a creature explore every turn on this artifact seemed like it would be great. So if I ever find myself in a blue deck during this format, I think I'm going to be looking to put this Lodestone Needle in there. And then in black, just a couple cards I thought were interesting. Fanatical Offering. We've seen this effect in a couple different sets with, sack an artifact, sack a creature, draw 2 cards, something like that. But it just seemed like there's a lot of incidental treasures and artifact creatures floating around, these 1/1s floating around, that fungus tokens, things like that, that this card just might get a little bit better in this format. So that's one that I thought would be good in black decks. And also Tithing Blade. So 2-drop, when it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature, and then on the backside, it's just going to drain your opponent for 1 each turn. So pretty simple card, but it seems like it would be great in like a controlling black deck in the format. So a couple cards in those colors that I would keep my eye on as we go through the format. So from there, I know I kind of want to be in this green shell. So really I got to decide if I want to be red or white, and it was a really tough choice. The white cards I had in the pool were really good. I had a really great artifact package, so Fabrication Foundry here, 2-drop that taps for mana to cast artifacts. Old Tech Cloud Guard, Attentive Sunscribe, Tinker's Tote, these all bring in artifact creature tokens. Duskrose Welliquary is an artifact that is a removal spell. Spring-Loaded Sawblade is also an artifact that's a removal spell. Then we had Thousand Moon Smithy. So this is a mythic. It's a mythic? No, it's a rare. It's a rare that makes Gnome Soldier creature tokens and then flips into a land that makes more Gnome Soldier creature tokens. So really good there. And then also had a decent amount of good white removal. So Quicksand Whirlpool, Cosmian Blast, Petrify in white. So I felt like white was really good and a really big contender. Also, I thought there was kind of an interesting little 2-card semi-combo between Guardian of the Great Door and Helping Hand. There are a couple of uncommons, but it just seems like, Helping Hand can get you around the downside of Guardian of the Great Door. So this is something I would look out for if I'm ever in white again in the format. This kind of nice little combo. But yeah, so even though white was really good, I just felt like it was going to be harder to be a green-white deck and splash for red if I wanted to play Gishath, that I decided to go with a green-red, especially because the artifacts in white weren't any treasure tokens. It was a lot of those gnome artifact creature tokens, whereas the red, as we'll see in a second, had a lot of treasure synergies that were going to help me get to 8 mana and also fix my mana for white. So that's why I left white in the sideboard for this event. So let's see the deck that I did end up in. Kind of set it out here. So yeah, it is green, red, dinos. And yeah, like I said, I was really looking at the treasures in coming out of red to not only help me fix my mana a little bit for things like the triple green and Galta, but also for splashing for the white mana that I would need to cast Gishath. So some notable things from the pool. One, I had a copy of Promising Vein. This is a card that everybody that I played against seemed to have this in their deck, and everybody really liked it. It's kind of like the Evolving Wilds in this format. There might be Evolving Wilds in this set, I'm not sure. But just the fact that you can pay 1 and sacrifice it, it kind of gives you this ability to do the Descend mechanic on command and also fix your mana. So it seemed like a really popular card. I put it in here to help me with some fixing. Another card, or several cards that I had for the treasure side of things, was Diamond Pickaxe. This was just a really simple card that helped me get some treasure tokens, helped me ramp, get up there to 8 mana. Also, really happy to see Treasure Map get a reprint. This card was great the last time we were at Ixalan, and it's still great now, so it was great to see that come back. Other cards like Enterprising Scallywag, Plundering Pirate, and Breach's Eager Pillager. These are all giving me treasures in the deck, and these treasures definitely did pay off, not only getting me to 8 mana, maybe on turn 7, but also helping, at least at one time, helping me cast Gishath. So treasures definitely paid off. Another card that I thought was really interesting, I put it in the deck mainly just for the ramp side of it, was Koslim's Stone Tree. So when it enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can put a land from among them on the battlefield tapped. Really, that's what I was looking for. I actually don't think I ever flipped this card over during the event. I just use it for that front side, and occasionally, using it for the fact that it's an artifact for things like I have a pirate in here that cares about having artifacts on the table. So, Cosm Stone Tree. A couple of other red dinosaurs that were both really good in their own right. Panicked Altasaur, that really helped me stall out the board when my opponent had some flyers. And then Rampaging Ceratops, this guy just did a lot of work, having to be blocked by 3 or more creatures. Really scary dinosaur to be facing down against. And that's really the deck right there. I ended up winning 2 of the 3 matches I was in. I went to time on the 3rd game, but it was a really good match still. Using treasures for ramp and fixing did work really great. My opponents did a lot more exploring than I did, and I think that really helped make most of the games feel like people weren't stalling out or missing their land drops. So we actually had a lot of really fun games at this pre-release, and I think it's a good sign for this format as a whole. And then just one card, I didn't have it in my pool, but a couple of my opponents had the card Defossilize, and man, that is a great card. So I would definitely look out for Defossilize if you're drafting or in your sealed pool. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what direction you would have taken this pool. Would you go with the green-white, or maybe even do a red-white and really lean heavily into the artifact theme? If you went to a pre-release, let me know what some of the notable interactions that you saw were. And come back soon, because I'll be building more sealed decks like usual, and we'll see you next time.